Sensitivity in raw form. He uncovered this whole story.
I spy
What do you spy?
something. What does it start with? It starts with M. Murder.
Monday!
I don't want such eminent minds to lose time on my account. For tea bags. A drink for sissies. Ha! Let's see if she wakes up once and for all, and I get my tickets back. Manny Brown, Rico Sandretti. Where are the tickets? Where? Oh, close, but no cigar. Ingenious way to camouflage the entrance to the laboratory. Whatever else Willie may be, he's a guy who knows how to do things right. The elevator that leads to Zelsius's laboratory is behind here. Nice. Elevator 1, Murray 0. From one of those horror flicks that Willie makes. Why would I want... This flick is the worst for sure. It's even uglier than Fly and the Poet put together. My entire paycheck says that I haven't... How disgusting. I don't know how zombie flicks ever got to be in style. The only good thing about movie posters are the girls. Bingo, there's Willie watching a flick that Eli Edmund, that guy who's painted blue is showing. Although it's more of an interview than a flick. Main characters, a dark-haired Amazon, a greasy fat guy, and Liz Allaire. Back to work.
Well, if it isn't my buddy Murray. Stop the film, Kajanowski.
Whatever you say, Mr. Fitzrandolph.
Celsius already let you go? How are you?
Better than you.
Are you sure?
Just what I said. Fitzrandolph is fab.
That's better. I'm glad to have you on my side.
Good for you. Fitzrandolph loves us all.
What a guy. Wit and style in spite of everything.
Working?
I'm just finishing watching a short advertisement that we just filmed. As soon as I'm done, I'll stop by Celsius Laboratory and see how everything is going down there. Wait for me there, okay?
Don't go down to the laboratory because... It's awfully cold.
Thank you, Murray, but I dress warmly. I won't catch a cold.
Everything's under control.
I know, but I'm a bit of a micromanager, you know. I like to be on top of everything.
Celsius has a ton of work.
Then he'll appreciate the support of his boss, don't you think? And if he's goofing off, he'll snap to it.
Because... never mind. Forget it. How'd the screening go?
Smooth sailing. The film transmits exactly what it should transmit.
What's the film you're watching?
Tomorrow, you'll find out, Murray.
You don't trust me? Fitzrandolph is fab.
Of course I trust you, but later when I finish watching it, come by my office and I'll tell you. Is it a deal?
Deal. Keep working. Fitzrandolph loves us all.
What a guy.
Start it up again, Kajanowski.
Yes, sir.
A bonbon? Dan Murray to the rescue. Honey, I'm Dan Murray, and you are...
Get out of here, imbecile. Don't you know who I am?
No idea.
I'm Eva Murte, the Queen of the Scream, and this is the Grim Reaper. The two actors the most hated by anyone with a modicum of ethical sense.
Good for you.
Dear, this imbecile doesn't know who we are.
I'm sleepy. You kill him.
I wish. But you heard Mr. Fitzrandolph. From now on, we have to behave ourselves.
Fitzrandolph is fab.
Fitzrandolph loves us all.
Is it my imagination, or are you two a little sadistic?
I love kitties.
Me, I love little birdies.
Fascinating.
Cats are nice and crunchy.
Birds even more so.
Fatso,
Pig,
old man,
filthy.
I love you.
I adore you.
Fascinating. Two things that you like, off the top of your heads.
The sobbing of a child.
Funerals.
Why does Fitzrandolph want you to behave yourselves?
Because now we're his spokespeople, imbecile.
His spokespeople, stupid.
Speaking for what?
Of something we're not authorized to tell you about.
If we told you, we'd have to kill you.
But we can't kill people either.
I see. What a mess. What are you doing here?
Waiting for Fitzrandolph to let us go, imbecile.
Waiting, stupid.
I'm leaving.
Imbecile.
Aya, stupid.
Nothing in the pockets. It looks like the one Looney Tunes was wearing at the party last night. Let's see who this belongs to. Mystery solved. Liz Allaire, but I'm curious about this. Although I hardly know you, I know you'll be an important person in my life. And signed by Zelsius. Is that pig trying to hook up with Liz? I'll show him. But then, why do I care? It's not as if I were interested in that half-wit. Let's see what else.
And that's how everything ended up for Dan Murray. He found the tickets that he wanted so much, he went home, he had a nice siesta on the sofa, and counted the minutes until Friday night. Although, who are we trying to fool? We all know that Dan wasn't there for the tickets, right? Anyway.
At last, I have what I want. I could get out of here right now, but what would that band of incompetents in the laboratory do without me? Let's get this thing over with. There's something sitting on it. A letter and 3 numbers. Who knows? One number and 3 letters. What can they be for?
Put it on pause, Kajanowski.
What is it, Murray?
I repeat, don't go down to the laboratory because Zelsius and I need our privacy, huh?
Although I hardly know you, I know you will be an important person in my life. Yours, Barry Zelsius. What a guy. Murray, my friend, you're a fountain of surprises.
If you only knew.
And Zelsius, too. Who would have guessed? Anyhow, I won't mess up your plans. I'll cancel my visit to the laboratory and I'll leave you two alone. Deal?
Deal.
I hope that Willie keeps his mouth shut, because that lie could do a lot of damage to my reputation, thought Dan. Because I have too many girlfriends who would be more than a little surprised. But anyway, in exchange, I get the tickets and Willie's word that he won't go into the laboratory.
Start it up again, Kajanowski.
Yes, sir.
I'll dial the 4 digits from the note. Elevator 2, Murray, 4. Great comeback. Game over. I can't take the entire barrel. I would have rather kicked it, but here it is. How's it going, Half Pint?
Murray, I need a couple of things. Something that resembles a chip and one of the glasses Zelsius uses to charge them.
Will this work, Half Pint?
Oh, of course it will. Why didn't I think of that before? In all these components, there's sure to be something similar to a chip. I'll finish what I'm doing and then I'll take it apart.
Will this work, Half Pint?
Hey, the thing in the center is one of the glass things that Zelsius uses to charge the chips. There are no two ways about it. Murray, with this, I have everything I need to build a reliably safe chip extractor. Let me work for a bit and I'll have it in no time.
Thanks for the components, Murray, said Fly. Give me a little while to work on this, and I'll have the chip extractor shining and ready in no time.
Hey, Looney, thanks for the tickets. I was thinking that I have an extra one. I know boxing ain't your thing, but... So anyway, get better, okay? You've gotta be strong, Liz. Strong. Just like a rock. Dan Strong. Liz, companion Dan. Liz, strong. Liz, break it.
Finally! I was dying to get a chance to talk to myself. I'm gonna give myself a piece of my mind. Heyo! Heyo! How's it going? Here I am. Ah. And you? Here also. How nice. Well, yes. Fitz Randolph is fab. What? Fitz Randolph loves us all. I never say fab. It's never too late to change, Liz. Change to say fab. Change so that William A. Fitz Randolph can be the first monster in Congress.
Finally, Liz understood that if she wanted to get back to being herself, she would have to free her other from the yoke of Fitz Randolph.
Heyo! Heyo! Do you have any electric blue nail polish? No, but I wish I did because I've been wanting to paint my nails since yesterday afternoon. Me too! Ever since I escaped from a Zeppelin. Me too. It's amazing how alike we are, Liz! Do you know how I know that you're not me? But Liz, I am you. By your makeup, Liz. I would never make myself up like that. That wasn't me. The makeup director insisted that these were my ideal colors. Well, they look terrible on you. Fitz Randolph loves us all. That bad? So bad that I feel embarrassed for you. Me. I'll be right back. Nora, are you there? What a pain. Where were you going? The makeup director isn't here, and on top of that, she took her things. Huh. Now what? That's what I say. Fitz Randolph is fab. I have to tell you something about Fitz Randolph. Fitz Randolph has brainwashed you, and I'm grateful to him. It's important to keep these things clean. Fitz Randolph is fab. You escaped from his Zeppelin, don't you remember? Of course I remember. But I was mistaken then. Fitz Randolph loves us all. He's a friend of Dan Murray, that jerk. No, of that jerk? Yes, Liz, of that jerk. That can't be. I don't believe it, Liz. Let's drop Fitz Randolph. I will always follow him. Fitz Randolph is fab. Aya, Liz. Aya, Liz. Was this like this before, or has someone rearranged the buttons? Are they trying to make me cry? Well, if it isn't Anne-Marie!
Although Liz still didn't know it, Anne-Marie's help was absolutely essential. So then, what did this help consist of?
Hey, yo, Anne-Marie.
Welcome, Elizabeth, period. The Allaire Gallery thanks you for having inspired Queenie to paint these 5 paintings, period.
You've talked to her. Finally. I knew you two would work it out.
Incorrect assessment, period. She sent them to me by messenger with a note, period. Postscript, colon. She also attached the voodoo painting in the window, period.
Ah, yes, I saw it when she was starting to paint it.
Opening parenthesis. I hope that doesn't affect you too much, ellipsis closing parenthesis.
Why would the voodoo painting affect me?
Because of what happened when Mom and Dad took us to New Orleans, period.
What happened when Mom and Dad took us to New Orleans?
You still can't remember it? Question mark. An old woman, dash, a witch, dash, gave you a doll and told you that if you put 2 objects belonging to someone on it, it would turn into a voodoo doll, comma, and that's what you did, period.
How did we make the voodoo doll?
You cut a lock of hair from a girl and you put it on the doll as a wig, period. Then you took her handkerchief and you tied it around the doll as if it were a skirt, period.
What happened to the girl we made the voodoo doll for?
You said that the doll had accidentally fallen into a hole filled with mud, and that under the laws of voodoo, the girl had also fallen, comma, just after that, period. The girl got very mad and we never saw her again, ellipsis.
What was the name of the girl we practiced voodoo on?
Don't you remember? Question mark. She was with us for years as a babysitter, colon. Her name was Stacy, period.
That name doesn't mean anything to me.
How strange! Exclamation mark. You were obsessed with her for years, comma, and compared her to everything you saw, colon. A vase, comma, a crane, comma, a suitcase. Opening parenthesis. One of the big kind. Exclamation mark closing parentheses, comma, ellipsis.
Well, no, I don't remember. But people have been messing with my brain a lot lately. You play other instruments besides the piano, right?
I have certificates in piano, comma, classical guitar, comma, violin, comma, cello and percussion, period. Wait, Control Z colon, not cello, comma, I still have another year to go, period.
What happened when Mom and Dad took us to New Orleans?
You still can't remember it? Question mark. An old woman, dash, a witch, dash, gave you a doll and told you that if you put 2 objects belonging to someone on it, it would turn into a voodoo doll, comma, and that's what you did, period.
How did we make the voodoo doll?
You cut a lock of hair from a girl and you put it on the doll as a wig, period. Then you took her handkerchief and you tied it around the doll as if it were a skirt, period.
What happened to the girl we made the voodoo doll for?
You said that the doll had accidentally fallen into a hole filled with mud, and that under the laws of voodoo, the girl had also fallen, comma, just after that, period. The girl got very mad and we never saw her again, ellipsis.
What was the name of the girl we practiced voodoo on?
Don't you remember? Question mark. She was with us for years as a babysitter, colon. Her name was Stacy, period.
What do you think about all this?
That Queenie and you threw Stacy into the well, comma, and that you invented the connection to the doll to avoid getting chewed out, period. There's no such thing as magic, period, end of paragraph.
Let's drop the voodoo topic. You always look like you have everything under control.
One mustn't let oneself get carried away by emotion, comma, Elizabeth, period. Even when you're, shift lock, extremely and terribly angry, shift lock, comma. Always remember this, comma. To analyze your feelings dispassionately, period, end of paragraph.
Something very strange happened to me. I spoke to myself.
Elizabeth, colon, you're always doing that, period. Opening parenthesis. I wonder when you'll get some focus and stop doing it. Period, closing parenthesis.
Eya!
Eya! Exclamation point.
I seem to remember seeing Queenie painting it. It has a doll in it. It has a doll in it. It has a doll in it. In Los Angeles, by the time you're 35, you're older than most of the buildings. Delia Ephron. If you turn it, the table turns and it becomes a love nest. Ah, no, I was mistaken. If you turn it, it comes off. How simple and effective.
Fitz Randolph is fab.
Huh?
Fitz Randolph loves us all.
Aha! Now I know who's making the other Liz say the silly things she says.
Fitz Randolph is fab.
The robots march to his rhythm. I'll show him.
Fitz Randolph loves us all.
Hey, Cheeky. Cheeky?
Fitz Randolph
That's
is
strange.
fab.
Can't see me or hear me. All the better.
Fitz Randolph loves us all.
These creatures like it if you speak to them in their language. Me, Liz. Liz, thank Rock.
Dan Strong. Liz, welcome.
Dan live alone in jungle?
Dan Bachelor Shack. Dan bring women to shack. Liz want go Dan Shack?
Liz never first date. Dan not friends?
Jungle, many bachelor shacks. Witch doctor, Dan best friend.
Witch doctor live far?
Witch doctor live close, above Dan head.
Witch doctor talk no more. Dan big knife? Dan give to Liz?
Liz, no throw knife?
Liz, second best markswoman Mendelssohn Club.
Dan no club. Dan test Liz. Liz, bad thrower. Liz, no knife.
Knife work bad. Knife very bad.
Knife good. Liz, bad. Liz, eat apple. Liz, get strong.
With her pride in her marksmanship wounded, Liz decided that she would take the knife-throwing test that Dan was proposing.
Yuck. These things are supposed to be made of animal intestines. I have a tom-tom. Could you play it for me?
Of course. Period. Do you have the sheet music? Question mark.
No.
Elizabeth, comma. I never play without sheet music. Period. I never improvise, comma. So, colon, give me the sheet music for the tom-tom, comma, and I will play it for you whenever you like. Period.
Is this your jacket?
A client gave it to me, comma. A boxer, comma. The guy with the tickets, comma. But it's not my style, as you know. Period. If you like it, comma, it's yours.
I don't like it. I'll keep it. It's really ugly. Thank you. Ugh, you'd have to like sports a lot to wear this. Ayo, Dan.
Ayo, Liz.
Dan, no Fitz Randolph?
Dan, no word, fit run dog.
Here we go again. Dan, not Fred.
Jungle, many bachelor shacks. Witch doctor, Dan, best friend.
Witch Doctor, sheet music, Tom Tom?
Music sheet.
Correct.
Witch doctor have, but he no give. He angry.
What Witch Doctor like?
Witch doctor like sport. Witch doctor and me always see animal fights together.
Witch Doctor live far?
Witch doctor live close, above Dan head.
Witch Doctor talk no more. Liz knife test more.
Liz,
Knife work. Ayo. Ayo. You don't have any makeup in your bag. None. Fitz Randolph is fab. I have to tell you something about Fitzrand. Wait here for me. You'll see how there's makeup in here. No, but this bracelet goes. It's not my style, and I won't let Liz wear it. Or watch a pair of animals hitting each other. How is Fitz Randolph affecting her in this terrible way? Nothing? Nothing. Dan see Liz eat paper?
Dan no see. Liz eat, so Dan see.
I have two pieces that say Martin Foulfool Erickson versus Dean.
You give Dan. Dan give Witch Doctor friend. Witch Doctor smile.
And Witch Doctor give Tom Tom music to Liz?
Yes. Witch Doctor give Dan and Dan give Liz. If Liz give Dan and Dan give Witch Doctor.
Liz give. Finally, authentic sheet music for tribal tom-toms. I've got the sheet music for the tom-tom. Will you play for me?
Of course! Exclamation point. Hello? Question mark. No, comma, I'm not interested in contracting your services, period. I'm telling you that I'm happy with my telephone company, comma, miss, period. I just told you that, shift lock, I'm happy with my telephone company. Goodbye! Exclamation point, shift lock. And that crazy Elizabeth? Question mark. Well, comma, I'm not quitting in the middle of the piece, ellipsis.
Best not to tell her I took this, because she'd never believe me. Thank you! It's a pleasure to hear you play.
You're welcome! Exclamation point.
Finally, Liz got Anne-Marie's help, but what good would it do her?
Let's see. A clamp. And a magnet. Pros. Better to have these two things than not. Cons. And why do I want them? Great idea! Ayo, Dan.
Ayo, Liz.
Liz, knife test more.
Liz, great thrower. Dan, surprised.
Ha! Because Liz trick. Liz put magnet in apple.
Dan, no word magnet. Liz, great thrower. Liz, keep Dan knife.
Liz say, Dan, thank you.
And so, thanks to her ingenuity and Dan's tiny vocabulary, Liz passed the knife-throwing test.
Fitz Randolph is fab. Fitz Randolph loves us all.
It comes with a parachute.
Fitz Randolph is fab. Fitz Randolph loves us all. Fitz Randolph is fab.
I'm not going to stick it in him, but let's see how he does with a little piece of his apron missing.
Fitz Randolph
He seems okay.
loves us all.
If I shape it a little with the knife, it reminds me of someone. Now it really is a voodoo doll. Yes, yes, yes! Goodbye, Dr. Cheeky.
And that was how Liz became herself again, freeing her alter ego from the alienating influence of Fitzrandolph. Let's take a look.
Fitzrandolph's not found. Fitzrandolph is
Ava Morte and the Grim Reaper? Huh.
Ladies and gentlemen, come up front. We're gonna start filming. Places. Lights. Camera.
Action!
Liz!
We have to stop it, Dan.
What?
Fitzrandolph. He's going to run for Congress. But the monsters scare people because of his horror films, and that's negative for his campaign. That's why he wants to make family pictures.
And he's putting chips in the brains of the monsters that refuse to go along with him.
Yes!
Like the Grim Reaper and Eva Morte.
Yes. He used them to make a film where I interview them and they say that everyone should vote for Fitzrandolph because...
Fitzrandolph loves us all.
He's completely changed my life.
His dream of equality has given my life new meaning.
With Fitzrandolph, we will be free.
Tomorrow, 3,000 copies of his propaganda film will be shown all across the country.
I know where the film is. I'll try to steal it.
No. I have a better idea.
Said Liz. I'll film a new movie in which Eva Morte and the Grim Reaper tell the truth. This is the plan. We'll make a new film where Eva Morte and the Grim Reaper tell the truth. You'll switch the films, and ours will be the one that people see tomorrow. Good. I'll be thinking about how to do the switcheroo, said Dan.
But I doubt that those two sadistic monsters will collaborate with you, and even less so with the chips.
At last this has a solution. Problem with your free will? Sick of the weight of that brain ship that you can never get free of? Don't despair. At last there's a solution. Presenting Incredible Professor Fly's patented chip extractor.
Fascinating!
It's the most fantastic invention ever.
Fascinatingly incredible, isn't it? But that's not all. If you buy the Incredible Professor Fly's chip extractor, you'll receive not one, but two extractors. I repeat, not one, but two of the Incredible Professor Fly's chip extractors. Want to leave your friends with their mouths hanging open? Stop thinking about it and take action.
The extractors were absolutely perfect. But once they were free of Fitzrandolph's influence, Eva and the Grim Reaper began to show their true faces by refusing to cooperate. They got ready to leave, ruining Liz's plan, when the self-sacrificing Dan Murray got ready to step across the line that separates the men from the heroes.
Wait. I'm about to do something that's going to make me hate myself for the rest of my life.
Are you going to humiliate yourself, stupid?
Sounds interesting, imbecile. Let's see.
The time has come. Take a deep breath, Murray. Punches, black eyes, broken noses, cracked ribs, gratuitous violence.
We're listening, stupid.
Go on, imbecile.
Manny Brown, Rico Sandretti, Los Angeles Stadium, Friday night. The tickets are yours.
And that was how Dan Murray, by denying himself, transcended his nature and made himself into a legend. The idea worked very well. The two actors agreed to collaborate on a new version of the interview in exchange for the tickets, so they went on the set with Liz while Dan thought of how he would replace the new version for Fitzrandolph's copy.
Fascinating. Half my paycheck says that what he's carrying is the film and that he's headed for his office. Meanwhile, let's see what Emil has to say. Ernie, Kaidanovsky. Shoot, he's not here. But he did leave the spray gun for cleaning off graffiti that he pointed at me when he was pretending to be a space clown. Closed, of course. Yes, the moment to visit Willie's office has arrived. And so, Willie, have you called the people to have it copied?
Yes, they'll be here in a little while, and then they'll copy the film ipso facto.
Good for you. Now that I'm completely and exclusively at your service, Fitz Randolph is fab. There's something I need you to clear up for me. Why don't you quit smoking?
Because I won't. It's my health, my breath, and my money. If it bothers someone, who cares? I am William A. Fitz Randolph, and I have earned the right to be above these matters.
Isn't that guy over there Bobby Russell, the masseur for the freaks?
That guy? Murray, don't you know anything about the movies?
Nothing, and proud of it.
That's Carl Doherty, one of...
When Liz has the film ready, thought Dan, I might be able to make the switch when Willie's looking the other way. But no, Willie would see me. I can't take that chance. He can't see me.
The most famous actors. He's been retired for the last 4 or 5 years.
Whatever you say, but he looks an awful lot like Bobby Russell. What's this film about?
It's a short that will be shown tomorrow in over 3,000 of my theaters all over the country.
The film is a short? Wasn't it an interview?
In reality, it's an advertisement in the form of an interview. The start of the election campaign of the future Congressman William A. Fitz Randolph.
Why do you want to get involved in politics?
To do justice. My grandfather was a congressman, but that road is closed to me because of my physical appearance. Murray, we monsters should have exactly the same rights as everyone else. And thanks to William A. Fitz Randolph, we will have them.
Wait, I have more questions. Why did you have Liz do the interview on the film?
She's intelligent and naive, so she doesn't have any known biases against one ideology or another. Plus, her family is very respected in this state, both by business people because of her father and her sister, the businesswoman, and by more bohemian people because of her other sister, the painter.
Why do you include the Lord of the Night and Eva Morte in the recording when everyone hates them?
People hate them because of how they are, but I've offered a completely new and different image of them. Sweet, lovable, generous. My message is, if William A. Fitz Randolph was able to change them, he can change anything.
Your vision of equality is very good, but some people may think it's ugly to manipulate people.
First, no one will ever know. Second, a lofty goal requires a lofty sacrifice. If it's necessary to sacrifice the freedom of a few to ensure the common good, you can count on William A. Fitz Randolph to do it.
Let's change the subject. I'm out of here.
Good luck with Celsius.
For tea bags. No reason not to take a little gunpowder, but how will I carry it? smells like gunpowder. Dan Murray, 7 years old. The gun store of Bill Tuxon, pipe aficionado. My friend Sonny distracted Bill. I emptied the pipe and refilled it with gunpowder. Result? Dan and Sonny grounded for 3 weeks. Bill Tuxon in the hospital for 4. But today it's not a pipe. Let's give it a try. I hope I learned my lesson. When I filled Bill Tuxon's pipe with gunpowder, the result was disastrous. That might make sense in a way. Done. It fits perfectly into the keyhole. Tell me, Willie. I have a good reason for you to quit smoking.
Oh, yes?
Your election campaign. Tobacco is bad for your image. Mothers won't want you to hold their babies.
That's true, but...
But what? Fitz Randolph loves us all, but his breath stinks. Come on, the pipe, Willie.
Murray, you are a true friend.
Lit and everything, Fitz Randolph is fab. I'm out of here. Great idea. I'll light the fuse and run. Technical KO. Kajanowski should know better than to leave his things lying around. Anyone could come in and steal them. Yes, sirree, Dan Murray is taking control. You with the paint, come over here. I'm gonna fix you up.
Careful where you shoot that, okay?
Ah! Ah! No!
Clean as a whistle. Now we just have to wait for
Looney Tunes to get here with the film. And it's labeled exactly like the original.
At last, everything was ready for the exchange of films. The Immaterial Man took the can from Liz and followed Dan until...
Willie, there's something I'm still not clear on. Are you sure that guy over there isn't Bobby Russell, the masseur for the freaks?
Oh, my friend Murray, your scorn for the movies is legendary. As I told you, it's Carl Doherty. He's one of my biggest stars.
With that face? And what are the smallest ones like?
Do you know how many millions of...
Okay, Willie. Your dog Zelsius still hasn't managed to get his hands on me, so I'm not under your control. What's more, I oppose you, and I'm going to crush your political future. Listen. With the help of Eva Morte, the Grim Reaper, and Liz Allaire, I made a film that deals you a technical knockout. Maybe you can't see him, but at my side is the immaterial man who just exchanged your camp for mine. Tomorrow it'll be shown in all your theaters, and the day after that, Willie, my friend, you'll be ruined. So, how's it feel?
What a guy. You almost had me going there for a minute, kid. It's the copying company. We'll give them a can and you do what you want.
Hey, this...
calls for a celebration. Yes. The next day, spectators in over 3,000 movie theaters in the United States became aware of the true intentions of William A. Fitzrandolph.
Fitzrandolph's not Fab.
Fitzrandolph loves only himself.
He forced me to pretend that I had changed to promote his election campaign.
His dream of equality for monsters is a lie, and the only monster that matters to him is William A. Fitzrandolph.
Under Fitzrandolph, we will all be slaves.
Fitzrandolph's not Fab.
That's who William A. Fitzrandolph really is. A magnate who manipulates actors to achieve his diabolical ends. He lies, makes others lie, and behind his respectable appearance he hides a thirst for power.
It didn't take long for the consequences to appear. The monster actors refused to keep working for MKO. Instantaneously, the company's stock hit rock bottom, as did the credibility of its owner, William A. Fitzrandolph, and his dreams of political greatness. His ally, Dr. Zelsius, came out of it better. Thanks to the chip that Fly implanted in his brain, he discovered that his mechanical aptitudes could make many people very happy.
Murray! The article is fantastic! Magnificent! Who'd have thought that the cynical veteran and the enthusiastic novice would make such an adorable couple?
Couple?
No way.
With you?
Never.
Cretin.
Half-wit.
Jerk.
Loony.
Good.
Well, good.
Nice story. I like how you told it.
Tomorrow it's your turn. Which will you choose?
You'll find out tomorrow. So, dinner?
I can't wait. Hey, I'll race you to the kitchen.
The winner comes in second. 2012-14.